Let's get right into it. Today's explainer is, well, it's going to completely shatter how you look at the ground beneath your feet. I mean, most of us just walk around every single day assuming the Earth's crust is, just solid rock. But what if it's actually hiding these massive, completely unimaginable realities? Today, we're exploring a place so overwhelmingly huge and honestly wrapped in such eerie, unexplainable mysteries that it genuinely feels like a doorway to another dimension. We're heading deep beneath the jungles of Vietnam to uncover the jaw-dropping geology and the downright wild legends of the Son Doong Cave.
Okay, let's dive into this. Because before we even get to the stunning geology, we absolutely have to address the incredibly bizarre reports haunting this specific region. Back during the Vietnam War in the 1970s, U.S. soldiers who were out operating these dense jungles started reporting something that completely defied explanation. They described encountering, and this is their exact term, upright lizards inhabiting these very same types of massive, deep jungle caves. It instantly sets up this incredible mystery, right? Like, what exactly is hiding out there in the dark, unexplored subterranean networks of our planet?
Part 1. Discovery of the Serpent Realm.
So let's jump back to 1991. There's this local man, Quang, and he's trekking through the unbelievably dense, practically impenetrable jungle overgrowth of Vietnam's Quang Binh province. As he's hacking his way through the vegetation, he suddenly just stumbles onto this massive, mysterious opening right in the side of a mountain. He literally feels this strange cold wind blowing out of the pitch darkness, and he can hear the echo of a roaring river somewhere deep inside. But the cliffs dropping down into the entrance were just way too treacherous. He couldn't go in, he couldn't explore it right then. But he noted the location, having absolutely no idea he had just found the literal doorway to the largest underground chamber on the entire planet.
Part 2. A 40-story underground ecosystem.
40 stories. Just let that sink in for a second. It's a number that's almost impossible to wrap your head around until you really visualize it. The caverns inside Son Doong are so mind-blowingly massive that you could comfortably take an entire 40-story skyscraper, like a towering city high-rise, and just drop it right inside the largest chamber. Imagine standing on the floor of a cave, looking straight up and realizing there's enough empty space above your head to fit a skyscraper. It is, quite literally, a whole subterranean realm.
And this brilliantly illustrates the sheer scale of geological time we're dealing with here. Researchers estimate this unbelievable subterranean formation is roughly 3 million years old. 3 million years. For all that time, the Earth has just been slowly, quietly carving out this colossal hidden world deep beneath the jungle floor, completely and utterly isolated from the surface world up above.
And the geology of this place is just staggering. This cavern system snakes through the Earth for nearly 6 miles. But honestly, the most incredible feature isn't even the size. Because the cave is so incredibly ancient, the ceiling is actually caved in over the millennia in a few spots. These massive collapses created natural skylights, allowing brilliant, focused shafts of sunlight to just pour down into the darkness. And what happens when sunlight hits a perfectly sheltered environment for millions of years? Life. A lush, thriving ancient forest, an entire ecosystem, has grown right there, deep underground. Throw in a massive, fast-flowing subterranean river cutting right through the middle of it, and you literally have a hidden, thriving, breathing world right beneath Vietnam.
But then, things take a turn. Part 3. Encounters with reptilian humanoid.
Now, what's really interesting about this timeline is the eerie chronological consistency of these bizarre encounters. We're not just talking about one weird, isolated claim here. First, you have the 1970 sightings where American soldiers are running into these upright lizards in the area's caves. Then, the massive Son Doong entrance is officially found by Quang in 1991. And the thing is, it doesn't stop there. Right up into the modern era, local residents actively report seeing strange reptilian entities actually emerging from these very depths. It's this persistent multi-generational link between these massive dark cave systems and sightings of anomalous beings.
And the people actually living in this area? They genuinely believe that mysterious reptilian-type humanoid beings actually inhabit the deep, unexplored recesses of this cave system. For them, these aren't just spooky campfire myths. They view it as a terrifying, everyday reality of living right next door to an ancient subterranean world.
Let's move to and see how this builds into something even bigger. Part 4. Ancient Myths of Inner Earth.
If we look at ancient Kabbalistic tradition, we find these fascinating references to the seraphim, which are distinctly described as winged serpents. And what's deeply intriguing here is that these ancient texts actually claim these beings eventually migrated to the inner earth. So think about that.
Thousands of years ago, traditions all the way in the Middle East were describing reptilian or serpent-like entities retreating deep underground, which honestly eerily mirrors the exact descriptions we're getting from locals and soldiers halfway across the world in the jungles of Southeast Asia.
And the global parallels get even more striking. On one side of the world, you have the Son Doong Cave in Vietnam with these upright lizard sightings. But then, on the exact opposite side of the planet, in Cusco, Peru, you have these extensive ancient stories of vast underground tunnel systems linked directly to serpent deities. The lore, and frankly, the perceived physical danger surrounding these Peruvian tunnels was taken so seriously that the authorities actually went in and sealed up all the known entrances. So we're looking at this deeply shared global phenomenon connecting massive underground networks directly with reptilian or serpent entities.
So the crucial point is just how incredibly specific these ancient descriptions get. According to ancient Zoharic literature, there are these inner-earth entities explicitly described as having large black eyes, and noses that are literally just two dark holes on their faces. I mean, think about that visual for a second. These ancient texts aren't just waving their hands saying, "Oh, big scary monsters live underground." No, they are providing a highly specific and, frankly, deeply unsettling anatomical description of these beings.
Now, when you place that ancient description right next to modern phenomena, the overlap is just impossible to ignore. The ancient Zoharic entities line up almost flawlessly against your typical modern description of gray aliens. The physical characteristics are hauntingly identical. When we neutrally observe the source material here, it forces a massive question. Are the beings described in these ancient sacred texts the exact same entities being reported in modern alien encounters today?
This leads us to a pretty profound reframing of the mysteries we've been investigating. The more we explore colossal, totally isolated places like Son Doong, the more it seems like our planet's surface is really just a thin crust hiding a much deeper, vastly more complex history. Could these 40-story underground chambers, complete with their own flowing rivers and thriving forests, be the actual home of the sky people mentioned in so many ancient myths? Is it at all possible that the beings we've always just assumed were coming down from distant stars in outer space have actually been living right here, right beneath our feet, this entire time? Which leaves us with this final, incredibly provocative thought to consider. If a complete ecosystem can survive and thrive in the dark for 3 million years inside a 40-story cavern, is it possible that an entirely different branch of evolution has been surviving down there too? I really want to hear what you think about this incredible subterranean realm and the bizarre legends attached to it. Drop your theories in the comments below. And hey, if you want to keep exploring these structured breakdowns of our world's most hidden truths, make sure to hit that subscribe button so you never miss an explainer. Thanks so much for joining me today, and as always, keep questioning what lies beneath the surface.